people, welcome back for another video, another series review. Today we are going to be talking about Netflix's new live adaptation of One Piece. But before we get started with the video, I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys a gentle reminder that the world is full of a lot of negativity. I hope you're doing your part in spreading the positivity. Stop the hate, spread the love. Now on to the video. Alright guys, so we know anime live action adaptation is nothing new. But we also know that it is hardly ever done correctly, right? As a Dragon Ball Z fan, I am traumatized by what was Dragon Ball Evolution. And then after that, it's not necessarily anime. You can say it's American anime, Avatar: The Last Airbender, which Netflix is also working on live adaptation on, so hopefully that goes good. But we're here to talk about One Piece. And right off the bat, I wanted to go ahead and let you guys know, as someone who doesn't read the manga, who hasn't watched the series, except maybe snippets here and there, because come on, it's been running for like 30 years. Obviously, I was bound, just like we all are, to know something about the series, whether it's a character. I just know Luffy. I've heard about Gear 5. Don't know what it does, don't know what it is, but, spoilers on YouTube, kind of hard to avoid. So as someone who has never done any of that, who doesn't know any of the characters, I really like the show. And because I really like the show, I want to go ahead and take my time in digesting it. It is more than one episode, so I don't want to go ahead and do one full review the entire series, maybe at the end. But I really want to take the show one episode at a time. So if you guys want to go ahead and kind of join me in this review series, you're more than welcome to join in. And I wanted you guys to know right off the bat that throughout these series of reviews, there might be minor spoilers, but I'm not going to give you like the bigger spoilers. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so episode 1 of One Piece introduces us to the three main cast heroes we have for the show. You have Nami, you have Zoro, and our beloved Luffy. And Luffy right off the bat is a standout. I think the character or the actor playing as Luffy is knocking out of the park. Again, I haven't seen too much of the anime, but I've seen snippets here and there, and the whole reason why the world loves Luffy is because he's just a simple man, or kid, however you want to take it. He's just a simple human with a simple goal with good intentions. That's all Luffy's character really portrays in the anime, in the manga, and in this live action series. And the actor that plays him, I think, knocks it out of the park with his personality, with his charm, and being able to go ahead and capitalize on those qualities of Luffy. The standout, Zoro. I think Zoro is probably my favorite character in the series so far. He is just a badass. And every scene they have of him, I think, steals the spotlight. And I mean, at least episode 1, I think his scenes were probably the best scenes, in my opinion. The third one, Nami, I think she does a fantastic job. And again, I'm not sure how she differs or is like in the manga and the anime. But in this portrayal, she is a very good supportive character. So the one thing I really like about this episode 1 was that it shows everyone's intentions. Like, you get to know these three characters. And yes, there is definitely a fourth character. I completely forgot about Kobe. Kobe is another person that's going to be part of the main cast. And I've had friends that have seen the anime, that read the manga, and they tell me, man, these are the four guys that you're going to be really focusing on throughout the series. And again, Kobe also portrayed like a very innocent child who is just in the wrong circumstances at the very beginning and ends up where he dreams of being. So it's at least the first episode is able to do such a great job at showing what everyone's inspiration is. Zoro is this pirate killer who's just going around. We don't know what his backstory is just yet, but he's basically collecting bounties. And he's led to this marine island where there's a marine camp, and he knows about the map to the Grand Line, and he's trying to go ahead and obtain it. Now, on the other side, you have Nami, who's a thief, and she's also trying to obtain the map to the Grand Line. And then you have Luffy, who we know is trying to be the king of pirates. Apparently, this map to the Grand Line helps whomever discovers the map eventually discover One Piece, and somehow that's going to make him the king of the pirates. Again, maybe you guys know a little bit more about the whole story than I do because of the manga or the anime, but again, I just want to go ahead and let you guys know this is coming from someone who has not had any knowledge of that. So I'm just giving you a brief thing of from fresh off of my mind how I saw the story unfold. And they meet up on the marine base where everyone is there again for that map, and circumstances lead them to work together. And Luffy's goal throughout this isn't just to become the king of the pirates, but he also doesn't have a crew. So, he's trying to recruit. And he has Zoro there, he has Nami there, he has Kobe there. So circumstances play out the way they're supposed to, and that leads up to the second episode. I'm trying to be spoiler free here. So, in terms of the review, normally I do a critic and a fan perspective, but because I am without knowledge for the anime and the manga, I think it would be unjustified for me to give you guys a fan perspective on this series. Mainly because I don't know if a manga reader or if an anime watcher approves this one. I know the creator did, but I don't know if the fans, the hardcore fans, approved this show or this series on Netflix. So I'll go ahead and leave it to the audience that will be watching this to go ahead and let me know your thoughts about this. Give me a little feel. Give me, is it different than what you've read or watched? Is it similar to it? Whatever it is, leave it in the comment section down below. But as someone who just watches these shows and someone who's actually really invested in it, I really liked it. I really dug how episode 1 portrayed throughout. It does have its corny points where I'm like, okay, the whole marketing for the show was it's a show made by the fans for the fans. So I'm assuming that the main audience they're trying to reach out to, which is the manga readers, the anime watchers, they're probably already used to these corny one-liners, right? So I'll go ahead and ignore that. And also, actually, another critical point of mine that kind of bothered me throughout the show was, or at least the first episode was some of the shots they have, some of the camera angles they use, whether it's a zoom up on the face or whatever. It was really awkward and really weird. But again, I think as someone who has seen other anime, as someone who has read other mangas, they felt like they were shots directly from either of the source material. And so I'll go ahead and ignore that critical point of mine as well, because that just maybe fan service is how it's intended to be. And so I'll go ahead and completely ignore that. However, one thing I cannot ignore is sometimes whether they're using CGI or the prosthetics, it felt kind of cheap. And again, this is Netflix, so even though they have a high budget, I'm sure most of that goes to the CGI, and then they try to do whatever the best they can do for the prosthetics. Either that or, just the anime adaptation. It just looks weird, like Captain Morgan's whole jaw thing. It is straight out of the anime, straight out of the manga. Just looks weird in person, in live action. However, I don't think some of the actors necessarily were, like, when you watch them act, it felt like this was a theater play. And I'm not talking about the main 4 people, Kobe, Zoro, Luffy, and Nami. I think those characters were knocked out of the park. The actors did a wonderful job portraying them. I'm talking about the side characters, when I'm thinking of the lady pirate you're introduced at the beginning as Captain Elvita, and maybe she is a big fan of the anime and the manga, so she's trying to portray what she's seen. But her acting skills, to me, kind of felt very off. It felt like this was a theater play. She was using, mannerisms and voices that just didn't feel natural. Natural when you watch Luffy, when you watch Zoro, all these people, they feel natural in their roles. She did not. Captain Morgan was okay. He was like the corny piece of the entire first episode, so I'll go ahead and give him a pass. But other than that, the acting was very good, and the CGI was very good. The story pace was very good. The music, I really enjoyed it. The fight scenes, my god, especially with Zoro, like I said, are amazing. And I'm invested. If I were to go ahead and give this first episode a score, I am going to go ahead and give it a 7 out of 10. 7.5. I'll go ahead and lean with just a 7 out of 10, which to me is much better than I had expected, again, because anime live adaptations don't necessarily have the best track record. I will be continuing this. I'll be doing 1 to 2 episodes every week. I really want to be able to digest this. I don't want to binge everything. I know that's the whole point of Netflix, but as someone who has work, who has other side stuff that I have to take care of, I have to make videos, and I don't want them all to be just about One Piece every week. I'm going to go ahead and keep it with 1 to 2 episodes a week, and I hope you guys are able to join me in this journey as someone who is watching this series for the first time, or just being introduced to this property for the first time, where I'm actually thoroughly sitting down and watching the story happen. There was no way in hell I was going to be able to watch over 1,000 episodes. So I'm actually happy about this series, and I've been looking forward to it. I'm happy that it didn't crash like the other anime live adaptations. And I will see you guys on episode 2. But until then, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, comment in the comment section down below whatever your thoughts are about this series, about the first episode. Please try to keep it spoiler free, especially for people that have not seen it, that are maybe debating to watch it or not. Maybe this review will help them as someone who's never seen it, helping them understand what's going on. Or whatever your thoughts are, just leave it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit that post notification bell. I'll see you guys on episode 2. I hope you guys have a great one.